Your dog hasn't left your side in 3 days. Not when you got up. Not when you moved to another room. Not when you sat down with your coffee and stared at nothing for a while. They're just there, close, watching. Their eyes track your face, not your hands, not the door, your face. They press against your leg with a weight that feels deliberate, like they're trying to hold something in place. You've had this dog for years. You know their rhythms, their moods, their tells. But this is different. They're not anxious. They're not begging. They're not even really asking for anything. They're just staying. Quietly, completely, and with a kind of stillness that doesn't feel like a dog behavior at all. It feels like a vigil, and somewhere inside you, you already know why. Most people think dogs don't understand death. They think that when a dog senses something is wrong, it's instinct, noise, random, something without real meaning behind it, but that isn't the whole story. What behavioral science has spent the last 20 years uncovering is something far more layered. Your dog doesn't process grief the way you do. They don't lie awake running through worst-case scenarios at 2 in the morning, but they are reading you with a precision and a depth that most people severely underestimate. They're reading your chemistry, your movement, the quality of your silence. And when you are approaching a loss, whether that loss is them or someone they love, their behavior changes in specific, documented, explainable ways. This video is going to show you exactly what those changes mean, because the signals are real, the science is clear, and your dog has already been trying to tell you something. In 2019, researchers at Linköping University in Sweden studied 58 dog owner pairs and found something that stopped the behavioral science community in its tracks. They measured cortisol, that's your stress hormone, in the hair of both humans and dogs over several months. Hair cortisol is remarkable because it tells you about stress not just in the moment, but accumulated over time. And what they found was undeniable. The dog's long-term cortisol levels mirrored their owner's cortisol levels, almost perfectly. This wasn't a temporary response. This was a synchronized biological reality stretching across weeks and months. What does that mean for you? It means that when your body enters a prolonged state of grief, fear, or anticipatory sadness, the kind that settles in when you know something is coming, your dog's body enters that same state, not metaphorically, chemically, physically. They carry your sorrow inside them like a second heartbeat. Here is myth bust moment number 1. Most people believe that dogs react to an owner's distress because they're picking up on behavior, a slumped posture, a quieter voice, fewer walks. And yes, behavior plays a role. But the Linköping data reveals something deeper, something that has nothing to do with what you do and everything to do with what you are. Your dog's nervous system has essentially become an extension of your own. You were right to notice the change in your dog during the hardest moments of your life. You just didn't have the language for it. The science has now given you that language, and it's more beautiful and more heartbreaking than you expected. You've seen this. Maybe not last Tuesday, maybe years ago, maybe right now. You're going through something enormous, a diagnosis, a loss, a decision you can't take back. You're doing your best to hold yourself together in front of everyone, at work, with the kids, with your partner. But you come home. You sit down. And before you can even exhale properly, your dog is there. Their head drops gently onto your knee. They don't push. They don't paw. They just arrive, with a quiet that asks nothing of you. People around you might not notice a thing, but your dog noticed everything. That behavior connects directly back to the Linköping findings. Your dog isn't responding to what you're saying. They're responding to a biochemical reality that your body is broadcasting, whether you mean to or not. And here is myth bust moment number 2. Many people believe that a dog who becomes extra clingy near the end, theirs or yours, is experiencing separation anxiety. They prescribe more structure, more independence training, more distance. That's not what this is. This is presence, offered freely, on purpose. Now let's go deeper, because your dog isn't just feeling your emotional state. They may literally be smelling it. In 2004, researchers at Amersham Hospital in Buckinghamshire, England, published a landmark study in the British Medical Journal. They trained 6 dogs, ordinary pet dogs, not specialist animals, over 7 months to identify cancer patients by scent alone. The dogs were given urine samples from patients with confirmed bladder cancer, alongside samples from healthy individuals. With no other information, no visual cues, no context at all, the dogs identified the cancer samples at a rate of 41%, nearly 3 times higher than random chance would predict. 3 times, with no specialized breeding, no extraordinary training history. The biological mechanism behind this is your dog's nose. A dog has up to 300 million olfactory receptors, that's your scent-detecting cells, compared to about 6 million in a human. Think of it like this. Where you see a photograph, Your dog reads every pixel individually, in high definition, in real time. A dying body produces distinct metabolic byproducts, specific volatile organic compounds, that a dog's nose can detect long before any medical test would flag them. Your dog may know your body is changing before your doctor does. Here is myth bust, moment number 3. Popular advice often tells you that dogs live entirely in the present, that they don't anticipate, that anxiety about the future is a human invention. But the detection research proves that dogs are constantly gathering information about the future state of their world. They're not predicting in the way humans plan ahead, but they are building a biological portrait of what is coming, and they respond to that portrait with the full weight of everything they feel for you. Here is where this gets truly extraordinary. 15,000 years ago, at minimum, the ancestors of your dog made a choice. In a world full of predators and fire and brutal uncertainty, the ancestors of the wolf did something no large predator had ever done. They moved toward a human fire instead of away from it. They chose proximity to us, chosen relationship over the safety of distance. Every generation since has deepened that choice. And your dog, the one sleeping on your feet right now, carries 15 millennia of that decision in their DNA, which means what you are witnessing in those final months, those final weeks, is not a dog becoming needier. It's not confusion. It's not anxiety in the clinical sense. It is the full expression of 15,000 years of love arriving all at once. In 2015, researchers at Azabu University in Japan, studying 55 dog owner pairs, found that mutual gazing, simply looking into each other's eyes, triggered a 57% rise in oxytocin in the human and a 130% rise in the dog. That's the bonding hormone, the same one that flows between a mother and her newborn child. Your dog looks at you the way parents look at their babies. When the time is running short, they look at you more, not because they're afraid, but because you are, and always were, their entire world. So what do you actually do with all of this? First, let them be close. When your dog is pressing in, when they're following you from room to room, when they refuse to leave your side, don't correct it. Don't train it away. Don't interpret it as a problem to manage. Remember the Linköping study. Their nervous system is running in sync with yours. Forcing distance right now doesn't protect them. It isolates them. Give them the proximity they are asking for, because they are giving you something real in return. Second, meet their gaze. We know from the Azabu University research that eye contact floods both you and your dog with oxytocin. During the hardest moments of a goodbye, or of grieving what's coming, that 30-second mutual gaze is doing something chemical and profound inside both of you. It is not nothing. It is, in fact, a form of medicine. Third, slow down your movements around them, not theatrically, just consciously. Dogs in this state are reading every microsignal your body produces. Deliberate, unhurried movement tells their nervous system that you are present and that you are safe. It reduces the cortisol spike that mirrors your own. One warning: if your dog suddenly withdraws, stops eating, or shows a flat affect, that distant, disconnected stillness, this can indicate they are absorbing more grief than their system can regulate. That is the time to speak with a veterinary behaviorist. It's not weakness, it's what the science recommends. You remember that moment from the beginning. The one where your dog just sat there watching your face, pressing gently against your leg with a weight that felt like it meant something. It did mean something. It meant that across 15,000 years, across every fire and every migration and every quiet night, a human and a wolf first decided to trust each other. Something extraordinary was built. A bond so deep that it runs in the blood, in the breath, in the slow chemical tide of cortisol and oxytocin that connects two nervous systems across species. Your dog has been reading you their entire life. And in the moments that matter most, in the soft, heavy weight of an impending goodbye, they draw closer not because they are confused. They draw closer because they understand exactly what love asks of them, and in their stillness, they are answering. If this changed how you see your dog, subscribe and drop a comment below. What moment made you realize your dog truly knew what you were feeling? Next time on Bonded Minds, we're exploring something that most dog owners never see coming, and the science behind it will completely change how you say hello.